Hi, and welcome to Two Guys Talk Cleveland Sports. I'm Tim Shirer.
Wow.
6 seconds in.
He says his own name wrong.
And I'm Joe Schneider.
Oh my God. And we got Tommy with me tonight. Tommy Shirer. Oh my God. Whew. Well, okay. So
Tim
we're
Shirer.
talk about all three Cleveland teams tonight.
Let's real quick, let's clear that up. Tim Shirer, Joey Schneider, and Tommy Shirer.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. And then we're going to talk about all three teams, about 17 minutes each on those. But we're going to talk about, as John Cooper would say, Ohio State first. Joey and Tommy follow the recruiting stuff a lot. But before we get to that, remember, this Sentinel Sports Extra is brought to you by CT Roofing and Power Wash, the official roofer of the Lake County Sentinel.
You know, I talked to a proud representative today, Tim.
What's that?
So I talked to a proud representative today. We've been talking about it every single week.
I don't know what you said.
So you can call for a roofing appointment. You can call for a roofing appointment. They could come and check your siding. They could, give you estimates on this stuff. They could also help with insurance claims. They power wash, drives, houses, decks. They also redo decks. But that's it. So if you have any of those needs, call 440-278-0506 today. All right, let's move on. Ohio State. We got the Ohio State recruiting process. They've lost some guys. They've lost some guys. Of course, everybody's lost guys. But have they gained guys that will make them better?
Mm-hmm.
Since Tommy's the guest, Tommy, you go first. Let's talk about this real quick for about a minute.
So yeah, I think they really the only guys I think that they lost and mattered were Quincy Porter and Graham. But they got two more 5-stars coming in at receiver. So cool. Those guys left. We still have Innes and Smith next year. Those guys probably weren't going to play. Graham might have, but the other two, they weren't going to play. And now we have Chris Henry and this, I can't remember the other guy's name because it's kind of hard to say, that they're both 5-stars, and they're coming this year. So I don't think we really lost much.
Before you say what you got, Joey, let me interject real quick. Tommy mentioned they got a couple 5-stars that are coming. Indiana didn't have one 5-star.
Okay.
They have one. I'm just saying.
Do you think Indiana would have been? Do you think Indiana would have been better if they had Jeremiah Smith?
Doesn't matter if they were better. They won the.
I'm asking, would they have been better had they had Jeremiah Smith? Exactly.
I don't know. They would have won 16, and they would have gone 16-0, and they would have won the games by what? 14 more points each. I don't know.
The only reason Ohio State didn't win again is because they recruit badly on the line.
Well, okay.
Joey, I will say to kind of piggybacking off of that question, I think that Elijah Surratt and Omar Cooper were a great duo.
They were good.
So
no doubt.
I think that they both have a chance to succeed at the next level. I don't think either is a first round pick. I think second round picks, but I think that they worked well together. So, but no, Jeremiah Smith he's a monster.
Right.
Ohio State lost 36 players, I think. Is it 36 or 34? I can't remember. 34 players.
36 to the draft and to the portal, right?
No. 34 just to the portal.
Oh, yeah, but most of them didn't matter.
Right. I agree with you. Some of the receivers, CJ Hicks kind of hurts a little bit.
That does, yeah.
But I like Hunter Welsing. They're bringing in tight end from Northwestern. Earl Little.
So it's a trade.
What do you mean?
Trade with Northwestern.
Yeah, because Dom Kirks went to Northwestern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dom Kirk's from Riverside, by the way.
Yeah. Did you tell it? Did he call you about Northwestern, Joey? Or?
No, I have not talked to Dom since he.
Because I know you had a discussion with him about Ohio State when he was already committed to Washington. He ended up going to Ohio State.
That is true.
Yeah.
I like. They got 3 guys from Alabama. I like Cam Calhoun.
Those linemen,
yeah, Rousseau and James Smith, edge and defensive linemen.
Cam Calhoun, is he a defensive or offensive lineman?
He's a cornerback.
He's a cornerback.
And then Quay Rousseau is an edge, and James Smith is a defensive lineman.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Calhoun is the one who went to Michigan, and then to Alabama, and now to Ohio State.
I do believe so.
So he'll be coming out soon.
I also like Terry Moore.
He's a senior this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I like Terry Moore, the safety from Duke, as well.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
I also like Jacoby Jackson, the running back from Florida, to pair with Bo Jackson.
Double Jacksons.
Yep. And the other one I really like, and he is actually somewhat of we lost CJ Hicks, but Christian Allegro from Wisconsin, the linebacker. I think those pickups right there are really
make up for it.
It's going to boost our defense, and you got Luke Montgomery and Sireveld are coming back on the offensive line. So your offense is still going to be very dynamic. Your defense is you're bringing in really good players. I think that they're going to have another really good season, and we'll see what happens.
All right. So basically, what you guys are telling me, because I am a complete. I'll be honest. I know about as much about the high school, college recruiting as I do about European soccer. Okay, so I don't really follow it. I watch college football on Saturdays, and that's it. And I make judgments from just watching. I don't know.
So, Rivals updated their final list for the class 2026 today.
They've been around a long time.
Chris Henry fell a lot. He fell all the way to 31st. I don't remember what he was at, but he was way higher up than that.
Yeah.
He fell to 31st, and that was because he had a really, really subpar showing at the All-Star game down in or whatever they call it. I forget what it is, like the 7-on-7 stuff.
Yeah. He
was not good. But they ended up having more 5-stars than they did at this point. So they ended up with 5 stars in this class. Jay Timmons, I think he was number 1 overall for us. I think he ended up being top 10. He's a corner. He'll be good. 2 receivers. Trying to think what the other 2 positions were. I don't remember, but I know that they had 5 in the top. Did
Legend Bay ended up being a 5, or was he a 4?
No, he stayed a 4. Oh, Sincere Johnson from Glenville ended up as a 5.
Sincere Johnson
he's not serious enough for me.
Yeah, Sincere. Yeah, I'm trying to remember who the last one is, though. I can't remember.
I saw him play last season when he was a junior. Holy God, is that he's
quite literally Arvell Reese, I think.
He was defensive end for Glenville, but he's just, when you watch high school, you just see some of these guys and you're like, that's a D1 player.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like Sean Alston, when you cover Harvey, you'd watch him run and you're like, that's a D1 player right there, and he's going to USC. I mean, you could just tell the difference on the field.
We had a kid at Wycliffe who was a D1 player. I wish it would have happened. Isaac Petway.
Yeah, I tell you, Isaac. I graduated with Isaac. He had some Division I offers, some good ones, but he ended up going to play at a D2 school for some reason. I'm not sure why that reason was. Never have asked him to this day, but they ended up closing after COVID, and he stopped playing. I'm telling you, he's NFL bound if I've ever seen anyone.
That's we are pretty much at the end of this segment. I don't know if you want to stay on, Tommy.
I'm gonna hop off
if you want, but he's not going to. He's not going to.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hop off.
We invited him for 10 minutes, and he's gonna stay 10 minutes. But
all right.
We'll see you later.
Yep.
All right. So Joey, now we are going to move on to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Ooh.
Yes. Last night the Cavs beat the Magic 114-98 in front of another sold-out crowd at Rocket Arena, 19,432. And they won 4 in a row.
Since we last were on there.
Well, they won 4 in a row. Yeah, they won 4 in a row. They're 7-3 in their last 10.
Right.
And they're 11-4 in their last 15. So I have something to ask of the Cleveland media and the fans.
And I have something to ask of you.
Can we please stop acting like they suck? Because they don't. But with that being said, you have something to ask me. But before we get to that, Joey, with that being said of how good they've played, we found out today that Evan Mobley injured his left calf last night. Here's the exact statement from the Cavs. Forward Evan Mobley injured his left calf during Monday night's game versus Orlando after post-game evaluation of tightness in that area. An MRI today at the Cleveland Clinic revealed a strain. Mobley will begin treatment and is expected to miss approximately 1 to 3 weeks. Mobley posted 20 points and 9 rebounds last night. He was supposed to miss like 5 weeks before, and he missed like 2.5. So, he's young and he's, but what have you got? Because I've got something interesting about Mobley. What did you question?
Well, the question that I think our first show, we were talking about the Cavs, and I said, they're starting to come together. They're only going to get. So, do you think that basically from the time we started till now, the Cavs have gotten better? I think so. I think it's. Do you think that we have something to do with them getting better? Because we said they were going to. We said they were going to be fine. That they were going to start winning a lot. And
we bashed them a little in the first show.
I think and
I'm finding out that helps a little bit.
I think with praise, with the negative, you got to give praise, and we give both. We are very equal with every Cleveland sports team. If there's something we don't like, we will say it, but we will always give praise where praise is due.
Let me tell you something. If you really want to see me go off, go to Lake County Sentinel podcasts and find the July 5th show of my Guardians Weekly Report. I am surprised my head did not explode.
I think I remember you telling me. I didn't watch it live, but I remember you telling me. So I went back and watched it. And I think your head was purple. I think the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, So, but then I admitted at the end of the season that I was dead wrong, and they're in the playoffs. So, but the Cavs are the same thing, and we hear a lot of people say, "Oh, Evan Mobley just isn't. He's not what he could be. He's not living up to his potential. He could be more than he is." So I'm sitting here eating dinner right before we came on, and something struck me. I thought, I wonder how he compares to Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, everybody loves Z, right? I love Z. Oh, my God. I met Z right after they drafted him. And when I covered the Rockers, he was there working out in the summer. Couldn't speak any English. The next year I see him, he's speaking better English than me, which is not hard. But so I love Z. He's a great person. He was a great player. His banner hangs in the rafters.
It does.
At Rocket Arena. But points per game, rebounds, defensive rebounds, offensive rebounds, block shots, assists. Evan Mobley is better than Z in every single one of them. And people are like, oh, he should score more. His scoring average is 5 points high, 5.5 points higher than Z's. But he's not doing enough. I don't understand it.
I think that there's just certain times where, and I'm gonna play the devil's advocate. I think there's certain times where you see Mobley playing and you just say to yourself, why is he not being more aggressive? And I know he's trying to get different people involved. Maybe that's his mindset. But there's just times where you look at him, and you go, okay, you're 7 feet tall. You should be, you're on someone who has no business out rebounding you. And, it just seems he's not. There's times where I could say that it doesn't look like he's being as consistent as.
I think that he has improved. And I think the problem is, and this happens in sports, and it happens, it happens to me even with guys. I think he's improved a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And people don't see it because they still have that thought in their head. Oh, he's too skinny. He's too soft. Well, he's a lot bigger than he was, believe it or not.
Oh, yeah.
And he's gotten tougher. You can see sometimes, or he's pissed off at a guy.
Well, I also
think,
what
I mean?
I agree, but I will say this too. I think there's this preconceived notion that when he came into the league that he was, you always compare guys to other people.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to be like Giannis. He's going to be like Kevin Durant. No, Evan Mobley is going to be like Evan Mobley. Whatever that turned into. And what it's turned into is a defensive player of the year, an all-star, someone who you can rely on to get you 20 points, 10 rebounds a game. Sometimes more, never really less. He's a defensive presence. And like I said, there's times where I look at, I watch a game and I go, he could be a little bit more aggressive, but that's coming from someone who has just seen a lot of basketball going, okay, be a little bit more aggressive. But you could say that about any player and any given, in any given game. So I think people just had these crazy expectations of who he was going to be.
All I know about Mobley is he's one of the few guys on the team, maybe the only guy on the team, that doesn't drive me nuts by missing layups. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you even kidding me? When that happens, that drives me insane. But moving on, we've got the Lakers in town tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Could be the last appearance at Rocket Arena as a player for LeBron James.
No, it's not.
It could be. I'm saying it could be. I still believe he's going to finish here, but
I don't think he's going to finish here. But I will say this. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I don't know if he's going to finish here, but I know that when he retires, I think he will announce it the year before so he can go on a retirement tour.
Well, that's what Tommy thinks too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy thinks the same thing, and it does make sense. But so that's why I want the Cavs to win the championship this year. Then they could get him back.
And I don't mean that derogatory either. I'm like, you know what? I feel like
let's be honest.
He's one of the greatest players of all time.
We have egos. People have egos in sports. You could still be a good person and have an ego. And as Tommy said to me earlier, LeBron has way too big of an ego to just retire without any notice. And it's true.
I mean, that could be part of it, but I also think that, and I guess it would go part of the ego. He is one of the greatest players of all time. I think that people should be given a notice, like, hey, I got one more year left in me. So
I think the league would want him to give notice too.
If you want to try and get your chance to see me in person, one last time, this is the time. So
because the league could promote the heck out of that.
I also think he's earned it. Yeah,
he definitely has earned it. So after the game tomorrow with the Lakers, they head out on a 5-game West Coast trip. And it's not an easy trip either.
Mm-mm.
Because they play Phoenix, who lost here, so they're going to want to get some revenge at home. They play Portland, who they lost to here, so the Cavs should want to get some revenge. Then they play the Clippers. who have played better since they played here. The Kings, I never know about the Kings. Like, aside from that period where Chris Webber was there and Vlade Divac, the Kings have been a disaster pretty much since leaving Cincinnati, which was like we were infants when that happened. So
you were an infant.
I was an infant. You weren't born.
I was not born yet.
No. So, I mean, they're just bad. They're just a bad. And then they have a good coach. The guy wins coach of the year. They get to the playoffs. What does their owner do? He fires them.
Yeah.
Like, what kind? I mean, come on. So they're, the Kings, but who knows? They could go there and lose. They're actually under 500 against the Kings in their home, whether it's been Cincinnati, Kansas City, Omaha, or Sacramento. So, and then they finish up the trip in another nightmare place, an actual nightmare place, Denver, on February 9th. So that's the, that's what's going on there with the upcoming road trip.
I do want.
Tyson,
Yeah, I was just about to say Jalen Tyson.
The Rising Star game. It's very well deserved.
Yeah.
I could tell early on last season when he got chances to play that he was going to be good. He's going to be a superstar, Jalen Tyson. I just hope that they can work it out where it's here. I also think he didn't make it this year, but I'll bet you'll make it next year because maybe he'll get more playing time. Tyrese Proctor's another one.
Yep.
It's amazing how Cooper Flagg basically covered up Tyrese Proctor and Con Knoble.
Yeah, we talked about this last week.
Yeah,
I mean, I was looking through Proctor's stats over the last 4 games, and man, I mean, there's games he played 6 minutes, there's games where he played 12 minutes, but man, he maximizes those minutes. He had I think he had 14 minutes. I can't remember who it was against. It was one of these last games, and he had 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Yeah. And you look at it, 6 minutes. He had 5, 4
He's
5
in there
points.
early in games.
Yeah,
He was in there last night at the first time out.
I feel like he's someone they should start putting in for a more 15 minutes, something around there instead of the 6 to 10 minute mark. Give him a little more time. I mean, he seems...
what? If they do what I think they're going to do, I think they're trading DeAndre Hunter. I think that's why he hasn't been playing.
That is definitely an option, and I know they just came out today with a report that said the Lakers have been keeping tabs on DeAndre Hunter. But they don't have the cap space, I don't believe so. And if you're going to trade DeAndre Hunter, I think you're going to do it to probably try and get under that apron. I don't think you're going to be bringing anyone in that's well,
they might have to trade more than one guy to do it.
I think Hunter would do it because he's owed $25 million next year.
How much is LeBron owed?
40 something.
Okay, so well, I don't know. I'm just saying. So that's just what I think. I think he's the biggest candidate to be traded. I guess 10 teams per Chris Fedor, brilliant writer for Cleveland.com that covers the Cavs. I mean, he's just amazing. He said 10 teams were interested in Dean Wade.
I don't know even if I think Dean Wade is a lot more value than people think.
Oh, he's so much more valuable than people think. A
6'8", can rebound, can hit the 3. I mean, the guy,
he can bring the ball down the court.
He's got good vision passing. I mean, Dean Wade is a lot more valuable than people realize, and other teams know it. It's just that you don't see him on the court for an extended amount of time, and
he's been starting.
Right, but I mean, when he's not starting, sometimes you don't see him. One game he gets 25 minutes. The next game he gets like 6. It's
people that aren't really in tune, that just tune in sometimes. They're those are the people that don't really understand what he matters. You know what I mean? Kind of like people that just watch the Guardians, who we'll talk about next, that don't understand what Austin Hedges means. You know, that's Dean Wade is kind of in that boat. He does bring a little more on the court than Hedges brings on the field, but he's very important. And let me tell you something. If you haven't seen it yet, go online and look at Dean Wade dancing at Jared Allen's wedding. If you want a good laugh.
There was a someone. Oh God, I don't know where it is now. There was a trade proposal for LeBron coming back to the Cavs.
Well, we are almost out of time here for this segment. I don't want to run over. I want to give the teams the equal amount. This
is what it was real quick. It was LeBron, Bronny, and a player who I cannot name to the Cavs. The Lakers get Lauri Markkanen and Jared Allen, and the Utah Jazz get DeAndre Hunter, Max Strus, Sam Merrill, Lonzo Ball, Gabe Vincent.
Oh my God,
Gabe Vincent.
Who's the idiot? Who said this?
I don't know where it came from.
Stupid.
I know
that is a dumb trade.
But I know it's literally on every site now.
Okay,
saying, that's a good.
We got to go because that's a dumb trade. That's a dumb trade.
I think so too, but
you could hit me in the head with a baseball bat, and I would have been like, "Oh, that's better." That's dumb. That's dumb. It's ignorant. But we're going to move on here. We are getting to the 27-minute mark, and it's time for Guardians talk. Joey, the equipment truck leaves for Goodyear Thursday at 12 p.m. between 12 and 1. And this is what I said. We're going to talk about them later. But I want to get this in here now while I'm thinking about it with the equipment truck. You know, they sent a media release out, so media could be down there, you know, doing a story or two on the equipment truck leaving, because that's a big deal. But don't you be stunned, Joey, if at around 10 o'clock on Thursday morning, Berea announces the new coach.
I'm hoping it comes early. I'm hoping it's tomorrow morning.
Well, don't be stunned if it's about 10 o'clock on Thursday, because they don't want anybody else to have any publicity. So the equipment truck leaves Thursday, which is awesome. Pitchers and catchers report to spring training on February 10th. And I think it's like 4 days later that the position players report. Guys who are going to the World Baseball Classic can report on February 9th. So, but with spring training starting, you know, we had great news over the weekend. I think that was Saturday morning we found out.
Probably the best news.
Yes, that Jose signed a 7-year contract extension worth $175 million with $70 million deferred. As Chris Rose said on a video I watched, Chris Rose from NFL Network and MLB, being a Clevelander, what he said is, he is smart, like smart ass. He said, even Cleveland can defer money, LA. Like, it was good. So they deferred $70 million. How it breaks down is he'll be paid $15 million a season, and then he will have $10 million from each of those years deferred. So he'll have $70 million paid to him later, which is, think about it. The deferred money is smart on both parts, I think. Just ask Bobby Bonilla and Steve.
Right. We're gonna have a Jose Ramirez day in Cleveland.
Yes.
But instead of it should be a day that should be celebrated. I feel like every year you should be wearing your Jose Ramirez jersey, because I think I think that we can say this. You might not agree. I don't know. We'll get your take when I'm done. I think you could start building a Jose Ramirez statue in front of
I don't want to build
Progressive
statues
Field.
before the guy's retired. Oh, I absolutely agree. He gets a statue.
He's
bigger than Jim Thomey's.
You should put it over top of Jim Thomey's. Because
I like Jim Thomey.
I like Jim Thomey too.
His wife is awesome. She's an advocate for a lot of things.
I'm very happy. But Jim he left. I'm sorry. You leave. You shouldn't get a statue. And Jose is the epitome of Cleveland baseball.
Yeah.
And I think that he, I don't know if we'll see another player like him.
Probably not in our lifetime.
Not just in stats, but in the way he handles himself and the fact that he took less money to stay in the city that he loved. I mean, how many players do? I don't know. Almost don't know any players that do that. And I mean, I know he's got some good years left in him. I mean, he's only 32?
Yeah. So, he'll be 40 when the contract ends.
Right.
33. He'll be 40 when it ends. He could end up making over $200 million in this with incentives.
Yeah, I just think I think the person, the player, everything about Jose Ramirez just top notch, and I'm glad that he's going to be a Guardian for life.
I've just noticed on the TikTok, Joey, that bully Sophia is on. That's Joey's daughter. I didn't realize it was his daughter one night. I thought he was bullying somebody, and she wasn't. So I guess you don't know sometimes, So, but hi, Sophia.
She got her back brace off.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's a big. She plays a lot of sports, and she fractured her L4 vertebrae and
plays softball.
Well, softball, basketball, volleyball, flag football, just anything. So very happy after 4 months of rehabbing and wearing a back brace 24 hours. Yeah,
that's no fun.
She's a champ.
Yeah. So I saw this thing today on MLB.com, an article. Top 10 players who can have breakout seasons, like some rookies did last year. I see no Guardians. Why do I see no Guardians? I know why I see no Guardians.
Because we're not
I don't see market. Chase DeLauder. No. Nothing to do with market this time.
Okay.
I don't see Chase DeLauder. I don't see George Valera because they know they will not be handled the right way. And they have zero chance to be the breakout players if they continue to platoon. We haven't talked about them platooning on this show ever, Joey.
Oh, my God.
I have zero confidence that they won't platoon. Zero. And getting to platooning, I don't know, like we're still quite a ways from this segment. What go on?
We've beaten that dead horse every single episode.
And we should.
It's just the worst. God.
I said to Tommy today, it bothers me less. It really does. It bothers me less that they don't spend money than the fact they insist on platooning.
Well, and as we've said the last couple of weeks is I'm okay with them not spending money, especially this year with Valera and DeLauder and, with all these young guys that they have that, and it is kind of weird. They don't have someone in the top 10 considering the Guardians have 6 players in the top 100 prospects.
Well, they don't have any in this article, top 10 to, make an impact or whatever.
Yeah. But how many? Yeah, but how many young players? I mean, they have a half of their team is young players.
Yeah, but that's the thing, Joey.
I know.
They know they don't play them every day.
I know.
You can't be rookie of the year getting 300 at bats.
Yeah, you're right.
You can't be. and they know that.
Unless you hit 300 home runs.
Well, they probably wouldn't be able to do that because not that that's impossible.
It's impossible.
But the fact that if he hit 2 in his first 2 at bats, he'd be pinch hit for. It's time to get somebody else in there.
Chase DeLauder. DeLauder comes up and hits 2 home runs. First game of the season. Third at bat, everyone's so excited, and here comes Carter Kieboom.
We got to give Carter Kieboom a chance
to pinch hit. Oh my!
His mom said to me, "Why isn't he getting more at bats?" Carter works hard just like all the other boys. You always favor that Chase kid.
Valera hits one to the double deck, and next up we got David
Will
Fry.
Wilson. Next up.
I hate, you know what? We hate the
Michael Martinez is retired, so we can't say he'll come up. It's just, I mean, that the platooning is it's just not a good thing. And I don't know. We may talk about this every week. We just might until they prove me wrong.
Right. That's the thing is,
I'm going to complain about it every week.
Right. We're okay with not spending money because you got a lot of good young players, and there's still more. There's a ton of good young players still down there, down in the minors. But my God, the platooning, it is killing me.
You can't hoard these guys.
I hate it. I hate the platooning.
It's very annoying. And I just, play the guys. Let George Valera. You hit the worst you ever hit as a team in the history of your 125-year-old franchise last year. Okay? Let Valera and DeLauder play every day. You're not going to do worse. I can guarantee they won't do worse if they let them play every day.
Manzardo, God, give him a chance. I mean, he hit 25 homers last year. Let him keep playing. See if he can't get to 35.
And for like a month and a half, he struggled because he's dealing with, is my mom going to live or is she going to die?
Yeah. I mean,
like, are you kidding me?
And he's still,
and he still had a really good year.
And he still had, I mean, it was a great year for his first year. I mean, I think he did it. I think that he's just going to get better and better.
I was so angry when they traded for him because I really like Aaron Savali. He came up through Lake County. I like him. But look, it turns out it's a good trade. You got to play him every day, though.
Right.
Maybe they have this theory. Joey, maybe this is their theory. So they traded Aaron Savali for Kyle Manzardo. Aaron Savali plays every 5 days. So maybe they think he can play only every 5 days?
Oh, my God. Please don't. I can't.
I'm trying to figure this out. It doesn't make any sense to me. It just doesn't make sense to me.
You're right. I want to point this out, though. Like a guy like David Fry, I like David Fry. I like CJ Cave. If someone gets hurt and you got to bring,
I think Cavus is an everyday player. I think he's got to play every day too.
Where?
Well, you DH first base, him and Manzardo.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. But if someone gets hurt and you play David Fry, I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
But don't platoon David Fry. Let him play. Let him try and get into a rhythm. David Fry can play
almost every day because he can play everywhere.
Right, but what I'm saying is that even if someone gets injured and David Fry steps up, I don't platoon David Fry. Let him try and get something going. Don't try and replace one player with 3 players. It's not the NBA.
Yeah, you're right. I see what you mean.
It's not the NFL where rotation is a good thing. Yeah. Like these guys got to get into a rhythm.
Yeah, you got to get consistent at bats. And the thing with David Fry, I think he is the type of player, though. He's been around a little bit, though. Unlike these young guys, David Fry could play 4 or 5 days a week, and he'd be great with it. He'd be fine with it because he can do it. But young guys can't. Young guys have to get their footing. You know what I mean? We got 3 minutes left here for the Guardian segment. And we're going to pick our utility players. Joey sent me his earlier. Joey, do you remember? You remember what he sent me?
I do, but I had to change one.
Oh, did you amend it?
I did amend it.
Oh, I didn't answer you when you said, did I forget anybody? Because I was like, you know me, Joey. I bet you know the third string offensive lineman for the Browns, right?
No, I don't think they have any.
Well, that's true because they were all first string by the end of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. We saw every single one of them.
Give us your 4 utility players.
So I'm going to go David Fry, Kai Boom, Nolan Jones, and Angel Martinez.
Oh, I forgot about him. I think he ends up at Columbus. But I don't consider Cephas a platoon guy because I think he's slotted in that first base and DH thing.
That's why I took him out, because after thinking about it, I go, he's gonna get every day.
Yeah. So I have the first 2 are same as you. And the reason I don't have Jones in here is because I think he's the 4th outfielder, so I don't consider him a utility.
They love Nolan Jones.
They love Nolan Jones. They do. They do. They love him. But so I have David Fry. Unfortunately, Carter Kieboom. He's their latest guy they've fallen in love with.
And you know when he hits a home run, it's going to say like kaboom on the screen.
And Paul Dolan's best friend, Matt Underwood, is going to act like Carter Kieboom's going to Cooperstown next week.
Yeah.
He'll say something dumb like, see, they find one of these guys every year. I don't care. He's hitting 140, Rick. He just hit a home run.
I was just going to say something like that, too.
Yeah. You know. Yeah, I don't get it. That doesn't matter to me that that's his first hit in 3 weeks. And he's played every day. It's a great trade, or it's a great signing. So Carter Kieboom's my second. I can't believe you forgot this guy. Daniel Schneemann.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I love Schneemann, too.
My other one.
I was thinking of him as an everyday player.
The 4th one for me, just like I guess I don't know if Riverside will have school tomorrow. I don't know, Lincoln. I do not know. A kid just asked me if if I was a kid, I'd hope they did.
Yes, I can tell you.
I think they're going to though. Nothing's
they will. I can tell you, Chardon said that they're going to, no matter what.
Well, but it's cold, so it's cold. That's what tomorrow is. But who knows? We'll find out in the morning, right? But my 4th one is because they love to do this too. They love to have a guy who can't hit his weight, and that'll make a few errors, but they'll defend him. My 4th guy is Will Wilson.
Nah, I don't think so.
Because they love that guy. They love that kind of guy. They do. So that's my 4.
You're not wrong. They do love that kind of guy.
So, but it's now time to turn to the Browns. I want to. When we start here with the Browns, we're going to finish this topic, and we're not going to talk about it anymore on here. Because I would be a hypocrite, just like the Cleveland media is, about how I think they obsess over things. They're gone. Shut up. Okay, so here it is. I was watching Fox 8 earlier, and they had a story on Kevin Stefanski's introductory press conference, where P.J. Ziegler mentioned that Baker Mayfield said last week in a tweet he was acting like Mayfield, and like acting like Mayfield was a bad guy because, of what he said about Kevin Stefanski. And then they showed Kevin Stefanski's comments today at the press conference where Stefanski took the high road, which you knew he was going to do.
I think
that's what he does.
And as a coach, you kind of have to.
He's a good guy too. But then they come back to like the news desk and PJ Ziegler takes a couple shots at Kevin Stefanski, like mocking him for the way he commented. Like, oh, that's how he always does. Well, look, I'm going to say this and I don't give a shit. He sits right behind me in the media section. That guy's the laziest sports anchor in Cleveland. He's wrong about stuff all the time because he went on to say that the Falcons and Buccaneers they're not rivals. He said the Saints and Falcons are rivals, but maybe it'll be a rivalry now.
Wait, let me.
Hey, DJ, I'm a Buccaneers fan. I know what a rivalry is. I know that the Falcons are their rival. Shut the fuck up.
Let me ask you this question. You are a Bucs fan.
Yeah.
You are, but
the Falcons have been their rival since Jerry Glanville was the Falcons head coach.
Right, but you've been doing sports media in Cleveland for what, 25, 30 years now?
Almost 29.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Would you say that the Browns and the Steelers are rivals?
They're still rivals.
Okay,
but I don't think like.
Would you say that? But would you say Cleveland and the Ravens are rivals?
Oh hell yeah!
Would you say Cleveland and Cincinnati are rivals?
How about that? You could have more than one rival. Isn't that something?
If you are in a division,
I wouldn't call the Bengals and Browns like that bitter of a rivalry. I don't think so.
I think any team in your division is a rivalry.
Well, that's true. I hate the Panthers, and I hated the Saints when they were good.
If your team is Packers, Lions, they're NFC North, all rivals. NFC East, all rivals. Any division play, it's a division rival. It's called a division rival for a reason.
Yeah. And for him to say it like he's the judge of rivals.
I didn't hear it. I don't know PJ Ziegler well, but if he said that, that's just stupid.
Look, I mean, he used to say this guy he does this crap all the time. And I don't know what the background was with it, but for the last couple years that Jetty Osmond was on the Cavs, he would say his name wrong. Look, buddy, he was here for like 7 years. What are you doing? Either he was not looking it up, in the game notes, which is pretty damn easy, or maybe Jetty said something he didn't like.
The last Jetty?
Chetty, he called him. Chetty. And maybe they didn't get along real well or something. I don't know. But he said his name wrong. Like, buddy, your job as a sports anchor is to report the sports news. You don't butcher names. Or I just don't get it. And he just does that stuff. And it's like, shut up. Clean your brown and orange lips off and shut up. Because that's what it is. I'm sorry. I can't stand that. But
I was gonna say, would anyone call Myles Garrett Myles Garrett? No. You're not gonna mess his name up.
2 reasons. He's not gonna call him Myles Garrett because, Myles Garrett's pretty big.
Oh, here's the other thing.
But also, he's on the Browns.
Here's the other thing. National media, I heard butcher this name, but you never heard any local media butcher this name. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. No. Not an easy name to say. People call him JOK to shorten it up.
The little sense that the Browns media has, they were smart enough to just shorten it to JOK right away.
Right. But
you know what I mean?
But when
So
they were
wouldn't
saying when they were saying the full name, no one got it wrong.
No, that's true. That's true. Even I can say it.
When it's the Browns, you know you're gonna say it right.
You know it always.
But,
so candidates keep dropping out of the Brown. I saw a great meme today. Oh my God!
So I know that you want.
It's a white figure walking through a crowd of people.
I saw that, and all the people went out of the way.
It's spreading like, yeah.
Okay,
hold on. Wait. No, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to what you were just going to say. I mean, it just amazes me that people keep dropping out. And this is we're going to get to it. I said, tell me why. I'm going to ask you this question. You tell me why, Joey. I'm going to give you like 2 minutes to explain it. Joey, you tell me why any coach with common sense who's a good candidate takes this job. Go.
Well, number one, you have one of the best defenses in the league. And if hopefully you want to keep Schwartz, if you want to bring your own guy in, it's fine, but you got a lot of talent to work with on that defensive side of the ball. You're not going to get that almost anywhere else you go. Harbaugh went to the Giants. They got a great quarterback, young quarterback, but their defense is not the Cleveland Browns defense. So I think if you're a coordinator, an offensive coordinator specifically, I think Udinski may have thought twice. He was young. Maybe he wanted to learn a little bit more. But you're coming into a situation where you have a great defense. You have 2 picks in the first round this year. Yeah, you don't have your quarterback, but you might get him next year or in 2027. But you have the fundamental building blocks of the draft picks and hopefully the back end, with the salary cap to go out and get some guys in free agency as well to build something of an offense that, you can start and start implementing whatever offense you want into Cleveland. But the defense that should be the thing that draws to Cleveland, and the fact that they have 2 first-round picks to start your offense. And if you're a guy, especially like Nate Scheelhaus, who I really like, I like him. I'm fine if they hire him. I'm fine if they hire Schwartz. But someone who's offensive minded and someone who Scheelhaus is great with receivers. I'd if you wanted to take if Tate, Carnell Tate's on the board, or Jordan Tyson, or if they like Mekhi Lemon, whoever they want at 6, you could turn them into.
Those are reasons you think they should, that they should take a job. How about the reason they shouldn't take the job? Here I've got a list here real quick.
Wait, hang on. We got from YouTube. We got Clarence Wilson, my boy, Clarence Wilson.
Do you know this?
Oh, Clarence is the man.
There are 32 of these, only 32 of these jobs, and you could mold this team. Add the defense, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I get that. I understand those points. But here's my point. You're a young coach. You want to coach in the NFL for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
3 Browns coaches since 99. Okay. They've had 10 full-time coaches. 3 of them have gotten jobs after getting fired by the Browns. Pat Shurmur, which a friend of mine and I were talking last night, like, I don't know how he got another job.
No.
Pat Shurmur, Romeo Crennel, and Kevin Stefanski. Okay. They're the only 3 who have gotten other jobs. So that looks bad right there.
Head coach.
You got a 30% chance of coaching again.
Head coaching jobs.
Yes.
Okay.
Head coaching jobs.
But how many coaches the Browns have that probably shouldn't even been head coaches?
Yeah, but or how about this? How many Browns coaches have they had who were actually not bad coaches, but they have, and look, I'm not going to care what they think of me. How many coaches have they had or that won't take this job for the number one reason? Jimmy Haslam is the worst owner in pro sports. Jimmy and Susan Haslam are the worst owners in pro sports. That is the number one reason why people are running from this job. I'm telling you, that's the number one reason. And you're blind if you don't see it. You're blind if you don't see it. Look, let me tell you something. I don't have to like the owner of my football team. I can call my owner out. I just watched the documentary on the Buccaneers. I no longer like the owners of the Buccaneers because they're assholes.
Most owners
the
are.
The Glazer sons are assholes. And then I confirmed it with an NFL writer that I know. He told me the same thing. You don't have to like your owner, but if your owner can make good decisions, Haslam does not make good decisions. Haslam does the worst thing possible. He interferes. And if anyone says he doesn't interfere, you're blind. He interferes. That's why he is a bad owner. That is absolutely why he's a bad owner.
I still think Deshaun Watson was his idea.
Oh, I do too.
That was 100% pushed by him.
Idea.
I mean, we'll never be able to confirm that because no one will ever say. But
speaking of Browns head coaches, now this one's amazing. Talk about this for maybe a minute, maybe. Bill Belichick got denied.
Yeah, I saw.
Are you kidding me? The man's won 8 Super Bowls.
2 as a defensive.
8 Super Bowls.
He won 2 as a defensive coordinator with the Giants and 6 as a head coach with the Patriots.
Yes.
How you do not get how you're not a first ballot Hall of Famer with those? If that's the case, there should be no first ballot Hall of Famers.
There should be no coaches in the Hall of Fame.
No. If you should be on the ballot the first year just to show your name, but you can't vote for them.
He's won. And I'll bet you anything. If the writers vote in this round, I'll bet you anything Mary Kay Cabot and Tony Grossi voted against him. Because they're a couple of bitter people. I'll bet you they voted against him.
I don't know.
I'll bet you.
I don't know.
I'll bet you. I'm not politically correct. I don't give a shit about mentioning names.
No, I don't
care.
I don't care about mentioning names. I just don't know. So
I'll bet you.
Because I don't know, I won't say anything. But
okay, so
I will say he deserves to be
new coach.
I think it's going to be Nate Scheelhaus. I'm hoping. I think it's more hopium than it is anything. And you asked me the reason that you don't take the job. One of the reasons is, like you said, the owner. The other reason, and I think that this is just any head coaching job, is you don't believe in your system or yourself enough yet. Maybe like Grant Udinsky from the Jaguars. Okay. Young kid.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
Oh, I do.
I don't believe that. I love how people are making it like these guys didn't take the job because they don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in the hillbilly.
Well, I'm not.
Here's my.
Well, I said the owner, or it could be.
Gonna go over.
Or, well, I'm just saying.
My pick is Jim Schwartz.
I'd
pick Jim Schwartz.
I'd be totally fine with that.
I got 2 reasons why they're picking Jim Schwartz. It's the wrong hire, and none of the good candidates will go near the job.
I like Jim Schwartz, but we'll see.
And one last thing real quick. We got a minute here. I'm going to say this. The NFL Pro Bowl is now a total joke.
Oh, it has been for
There is no way that Shedeur Sanders should be a Pro Bowler.
What are you talking about? Shedeur Sanders is the quintessential Pro Bowler.
Oh, yeah. No, Tyler Huntley made it a few years ago, and he had better resume than this, and that was a joke. I'm now pissed that Jameis Winston didn't make it every year as a Buccaneer. and let's be honest. Why didn't Joe Flacco make it this year? Or if we want to go even further, why didn't Johnny Manziel make it when he was a Brown?
Because he was god awful.
Well, and nobody liked him, but his stats were about the same as Sanders. But that's going to be it for the night, Joey. We've gone through an hour very quickly tonight.
It was very fast.
So we will see you guys next week, and I hope you have a good week and stay warm.